I'm so glad I'm just slack packing today and then coming back to town. But it's literally snowing. It's so freaking cold. Why is this my life? I have to do like 25 miles today. And this is a chill day. Dear God. Help. I've eaten at like 1,000 continental breakfasts while I've thru hiked. And the Best Western, Pagosa, whatever, and Sisters is the best continental breakfast I've ever had. All right, y'all, apparently it's day 286. Who knew? Yesterday I had like no idea what day it was all day. It's 9 o'clock, slightly later start, but I guess not a big deal. Today it should be relatively easy. I mean, it's gonna be like 25 or so miles, give or take. I didn't really perfectly check exactly how much it was going to be. I just know it was gonna be like 31 or 30 if I hadn't done the extra mileage yesterday. So we'll see. And I mean, it's literally all road because I got picked up yesterday. I bailed down to lower elevation at that trailhead. So I'm walking to Santiam Pass. I think that's an incredible choice because it snowed all last night. It's snowing all day today. Currently, I'm only at like 3,000 feet. I'm gonna climb up. Like the route we just drove, it was like heavily snowing with snow all over the ground. And like when we went by Santiam Pass, there was a ton of accumulation. So I guess maybe the first part of my day will be like the chiller part weather-wise. And when I get a little bit higher, it's gonna be raining and snowing and be super fun, but I have my umbrella, so we'll just go with it. And then yeah, tomorrow I'm just gonna send it, and really the hope is going to be that the snow accumulation at and around 6,000 feet is manageable, and it'll be like, I guess hiking in the Sierra is the best comparison I can think of, except when you're hiking in the Sierra, it's last year's snowpack. If you've ever hiked in snow, you know there's a huge difference between hiking in fresh snow and hiking in snowpack. Like, snowpack is easy. You put spikes on, you ride on top of the snow, whereas fresh snow, like, you're exclusively post-holing. So yeah, we'll see. I mean, I got layers, I got hot hands, I got new gloves. Obviously nothing is freaking waterproof. The lady didn't feel comfortable recommending me any of their gloves with the claim that they were waterproof, but I did buy like doctor's gloves, so if it was like dumping, I could cover these. That was my trick in Canada on the International Appalachian Trail. Nothing is waterproof except for rubber. So Sprinter was saying he's contemplating picking up a pair of snowshoes just to keep in his car, and that he'll just return them, you know, if I don't use them, or probably after I use them. That'll really depend. It probably would only be worth it to use snowshoes if accumulation's over a foot. Cause like the post holing the other day between 6 to 12 inches was very manageable, and my pace was still pretty good, and snowshoes are super heavy. But if it's more than a foot, then the post holing would be exhausting. So we'll just have to see. The nice thing is tomorrow I get on trail, and there's 17 miles between Santiam Pass and Mackenzie Pass, and I get up above 6,000 feet. So perfect stretch to gauge what's going on, and the weather's going to be clear, so it'll be dry in the sky, wet on the ground. So I'll just get to like safely kind of dip my toe in the water and gauge what's going on. And then outside Jay, who talked about like a million times on here, he might be able to get me some waterproof wading socks. No place around here sells sealskin waterproof socks. I've actually gone into about 5 to 10 gear shops this year looking for sealskin socks. You can never buy them in stores, which is funny because, I mean, in the places I wanted to buy them, Vermont, New Hampshire, Colorado, you would think, Oregon, you would think places would sell them, but they don't. But if he could get me waterproof socks, tall, thick waterproof socks, then I could, like, it wouldn't be, that would be the biggest thing that I could possibly get. Then I wouldn't be freezing, my feet wouldn't be excruciatingly cold and uncomfortable. Like, it would just, the worst thing about the snow would be the rate at which it slows me down, which I don't really care as much because I can counterbalance that by doing huge days and going for, like, go hiking for longer. Like, that can be rectified. I just don't want to be like, yeah, just in nightmarish, really uncomfortable, insane conditions where I'm like, yeah, afraid for my personal safety. So today is pretty chill. Gonna rip these miles out as fast as one can really do to a marathon. And then all my stuff, like, I'm just slack packing. All my stuff's in the room still. I'll go back there, get dinner, get warm, enjoy my last moments of peace. And then, dude, I mean, yeah, pray for me. I just want, like, as of tomorrow, it should only be 8 more days in Oregon. 200 and something miles, dude. Like, averaging 35 miles a day or something, I'd be done in literally 8 days. It's such a blip. It's such a small little chunk. And I know, of course, the universe had to throw a little something at me. It was like, it's gonna be too easy. Story's gonna be boring. We need to entertain everyone with a little more wildness. And it's like, yeah, okay. It's good for the plot, but it's not good for my soul. But I think it's all gonna somehow work out perfectly. And yeah, we will see. But today we chill. Tomorrow we suffer. Little slices, Whoa, walking by a river. It's currently not raining. What a life. Pretty little river. We got some sun. Will it last? We will see. Wow, that was almost a car accident. It's funny because the weather seems so good right now and sunny and there's no snow, but I'm at freaking 3,000 feet. I haven't been this low in ages. And I won't be this low again after today for a long time. I'm glad I'm down at such low elevation because today will be a good lesson for those on the internet who have never, I guess, gone between, you know, different levels of elevation. And you do have to take into consideration in every region of the country that it's different. Like the White Mountains, when you're on the East Coast, you can get snow between 4,000 and 6,000 feet. Out here, Oregon, it's more like 5,000 to 6,000 feet. But like other areas, when you're talking high elevation, it's like 8,000 feet, you know? So obviously it's relative to the region you're in and stuff like that. But today, like I was down at 3,000. It basically looks like a beautiful fall day, but I drove here and got dropped off, so I know that like at this higher elevation where I'm heading, that there was tons of snow and it was actively snowing. So I mean, I hope I get up there in an hour or two and it's all gone. Like maybe it stopped snowing, the sun's been out everywhere and it all melted. Like, oh my God, if it could melt at least lower, like 5,000 feet, that would make me feel better about the status of, you know, 6,500 or where I'm going to be tomorrow. But we'll see. We get to find out together what it looks like because there was tons of snow near Santiam when we drove by before. But now it's like 2 p.m., so we'll see. Yeah, I think I'm kind of a sicko, but I love a road climb. Like, they just hit. They have that perfect grade where you can just freaking rip. And I think it's like an ego booster, because when you're in a car, hills just look like so significantly steep, and then when you're on it, it's like literally this perfect grade that's made with the intention of making it like nice and gradual. So just normally they're really nice, but I love them. I love them. Look at that good old hill. So funny though, like the emotional roller coaster I was just on. I got service, so like on a whim I decided to check how far I was. I kind of thought I was gonna be there around 4, and then I looked and it was like 8.5 miles. I was like, whoa, that's like 4 miles more than I expected. And then I realized, this happened the other day, Santiam Pass, when you look it up, it shows you the mountain pass, but you have to Google like Santiam Pass PCT, and then it was like 6 miles away, which was like way more reasonable. Still further than I thought, but much less crazy. So that was nice. Like, I was like, dang, dude, like this 24-mile day just turned into a 28-mile day, but it's really like 25 or 26, so compromise. The service here is incredible. Just got that drive by, but the timing of the hill, not ideal, but I'm so excited. This pizza was so good. New gloves, outdoor research. They're so soft. They're much thicker than the ones I have. I actually found on the Pinhoti Trail in 2023 when I did the ECT. This is like the first taste. Let's see if we can zoom in. Of mountains with snow. It's kind of hard to tell how high that is. I would like to think that's like maybe 5,500 feet. I'm gonna climb probably, under 1,000, so somewhere maybe around 500 more feet, and that'll get me to around 5,000 when I get off at Santiam Pass. Then I'll go into town tonight and get back out and be much higher tomorrow. But it's not completely snow covered, because it seems like, I can only hope, obviously, like I wasn't in this area and the weather was drastically different here today than it was where I was hiking, just based off driving through it. But I can only hope it actually didn't snow really much past the afternoon. And then it's been a pretty nice day, at least nice in comparison to snow. And the great thing about snow is like it melts pretty fast, honestly, especially with like the sun I was hot today when the sun was out. So like that hillside's not totally covered. God, dude, I can only friggin' hope that it's like, there's a lot of snow, but it's not worse than the highest high point the other night. Like a foot or less would be manageable at the highest points. Closer to 2 feet would be snowshoe. But a foot or less, we can make that work, probably with micro spikes, especially once it starts melting, which it's going to melt every day. I have ideally this 5-day window of good weather sticks, and that'll be huge for me. That's like 70% of my time in Oregon remaining, but we'll find out tomorrow. All right, we're getting a little higher because there's actually some snow here. It would be so sick though if it was just like noticeably better than what I saw this morning, just to bode well that things are only as bad as I think they are. I just like 2 feet of snow is going to be excessive. 6 to 12 inches, manageable. It's not like absolutely horrifying yet, but I don't even want to check how high I am right now, because you know what, I'm not at 6,500 feet. Alright, so this is the junction for Big Lake Youth Camp. In theory, if I had wanted to do like a bigger day, I could have walked all the way down to the youth camp on the road, because the PCT is like, Santiam Pass is maybe like a mile up here. And it goes right by the youth camp on like a side trail, so I could have like walked down there. But when we drove by earlier, I'm curious to see, like the road had a lot of snow on it, so I really didn't want Sprinter to drive down there in the snow to pick me up later. And yeah, I don't know, I don't mind doing like a nice 25, 26 mile day today, so I don't need to do that. And then I won't go down there at all. I'll just stay on the PCT. And tomorrow I'll go by the junction. So right now I'm at like 5,000 feet. Obviously on like the blacktop, there's no snow. And I mean, you can't really judge the depth of this snow because it's like getting shot off cars. I guess the best way to judge would be that snow over there, which only maybe seems like 2 inches. If 5,000 feet is like very little snow, then that bodes well that maybe 6,000 is only like 3 or 4 inches, and like 6,500 is only like 6 to 8 inches. We're hoping for a foot or under, baby. That's what optimism feels like for me right now. But we'll find out tomorrow. I'm excited and I'm not nervous anymore. I felt nervous thinking about it last night, but it's like only 17 miles. Well, it will only be 17 miles tomorrow morning from Santiam Pass to Mackenzie. So it's like a perfect test run because God forbid I feel like I'm lacking in any type of gear. I can get anything I need. Like Sprinter went out today and bought a ton of stuff and was like, if you don't use it, that's totally fine. I'll return it all. But like, he has snowshoes and oh my God, he got waterproof socks. Thank you, God. Wow, this is crazy. Is this a part of the truck? Or did it hit something? Wow, oh my gosh. Wow. I mean, effectively, the person's okay. Like, the front of the vehicle seemed fine, but that's wild. The snow was a lot. But okay, sealskin socks, that's what I'm like most looking forward to, because if my feet aren't freezing cold and wet, dude, then bring on the snow. And if those like 16 or 17 miles tomorrow, if I feel like the post holing is like, there's too much snow, it's too exhausting, I can use snowshoes. And yeah, there's a million options. I feel like I'm ready for whatever. And the nice thing is, if it's really 5 days of good weather, then it's just snow on the ground and maybe it's cold. But dude, it's the rain and the active blizzarding that is like sketchy. So I'm feeling very optimistic, honestly. Yo, I'm the happiest girl who has ever been alive. Sealskin socks, baby. They're a little big, but I literally don't care. I've been I looked for waterproof socks like this, and they're so high, and they kind of have like a sticky thing so they stay up. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna be so dry and so comfortable. Sprinter's the absolute best, dude. He got like these and gloves and extra like regular socks and snowshoes, like anything. I'm gonna flip those. Anything like I could possibly need. Like if it's 6 inches of snow up there, 12 inches, 2 feet. I have to do those miles from between Santiam and Mackenzie tomorrow. Like, I mean, hopefully just morning, because it's like that would be half of the day I would like to have. But I'm gonna just go out, sealskin socks, all my warm gear and micro spikes, and hope that that's enough gear. And if I get to Mackenzie Pass and I'm like, oh my gosh, like the post holing was crazy, the conditions were crazy, I could pick up snowshoes, I could pick up a spectrum of layers. But the sealskin socks is what I'm most excited about, because like snow, I don't mind walking through snow. I don't even mind really getting my feet wet or necessarily being cold. Depending on like the type of snow, I think like as long as you have spikes, it's fine. If you're post holing crazy deep, that's super annoying, so I can understand wanting snowshoes. But I'm just like really excited that I'm gonna have something like keeping my feet dry. Like if I have to be in continuous snow for hours, like I'm not gonna be like, I lost sensation in my feet, like when I did that section through the White Mountains in the snowstorm and I was like completely soaking wet and in like freezing cold slush and stuff. Like it took 2 months for me to like regain some of the sensation in my toe, which apparently is like pretty normal under circumstances like that. Like, but that doesn't make it any less, uncomfortable. So, dude, I'm gonna hike out in these tomorrow, and we're gonna see what happens. And I'm like way more, dude. Like all I needed was these, and I would be comfortable because now I know I have new gloves, I have extra socks, I have hot hands, I have sleep layers in case I get wet, which like isn't gonna happen because it's not really supposed to rain. But yeah, I feel really good about like going into this. And it's like 5:30, just finished up a 26-mile day. I'll have to I'll show you the watch after. Just finished up, just got back into town. I'm about to take a shower. I'm actually gonna take a bath, get a little bit of work done, and then figure out what to eat for dinner and just lounge and stuff. I slept kind of weird the night of the snowstorm. I think I slept the weirdest, so much so that it really hurt my ribs. But it just felt like it did a lot. I don't know. I slept weird. And then yesterday, even doing a short day, I felt kind of sore. Today, I felt a little bit sore. I think it was from sleeping weird multiple times. So it'll be nice to take a bath, to chill. And I'm not setting, yeah, I want to do 35 miles every single day. I don't even really want to think about the concept that that's not going to be possible. But I don't know. That would be my hope, is that with micro spikes and stuff, I'm still moving fast enough to achieve the miles that I'm aiming for the next 8 days, because I'll be done with Oregon in 8 days if I can maintain the mileage that I hope that I can. So we'll just have to see what I'm capable of. Tomorrow is the test, we get above 6K and we figure out what's going on up there. Le Marathon Day, almost 3,000 feet again, and I'm just chilling. Dude, Spencer is the friggin' bomb.com, man. Just picked up food. Didn't ask for anything else, but in my mind I wanted drinks so bad. And bread. Oh my god, dude. Ooh, and then dinner. So delicious Nepalese. It was a Nepalese food place. I realize that's Nepal. I would say it has similarities to the cuisine of maybe Thai. It's more of a curry peanut sauce. But then this is a noodle, a drunken noodle, which is that Thai food? I don't know. Or is it their overlap in the cuisine?